I bet it is, bro.
All right. You are good to go.
I'm a little jealous.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What up, though, Detroit? Hello, world, and welcome to the first episode of the Detroit Bicycle Podcast. Here with me today, and always, we have the vocal tones of Bobby Brown and the man you know of love, Bradley Bloomholm?
It's Bloomhuff, man.
Bloomhuff. Pardon me.
Y'all can just call me Bruno.
Well, right,
All
exactly.
Gucci.
This is the thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I struggle with the name because I know you as Bruno.
Right. You know, the name got complicated for people to say, man, so I just went with one.
That's right.
I was like going to do a Prince number, you know?
And myself, here, Henry Ford II.
Oh, the incomparable Henry Ford II.
One and only.
Yeah, don't get it twisted.
So we here created Detroit Bicycle Podcast as a launch pad to talk about the love, benefits, art, events, the food, culture, and all the people we meet because of bikes from the Detroit area and beyond. So to get things started, let's just introduce ourselves and tell you a little bit about us. I'll start, and then Bruno, you go next.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So, as stated, my name is Henry Ford II. No relation to the automotive giant.
A little bit.
A little bit.
None
by blood.
Right, none by blood.
But the manufacturing aspect is very close. And that actually ties in, great segue, to
Thanks, man.
Detroit Bikes is where I am the master builder, and have been there almost since the start, just over 5.5 years now. On my free time, I like to ride bikes, which is why we're here, while we're talking.
Right.
I started the People for Palmer Park Thursday night bike ride.
Right. Palmer to the people.
Palmer to the people.
Palmer to the people, man. It's a great ride, man.
I love it.
We
that's one of those like adult only rides, right? You feel like you know what I mean?
You got to be grown and sexy.
Right, you got to
come
be
on my
grown and
ride.
sexy to be at that joint, man. No gym shoes, no jeans.
No.
That's that ride. Yeah, it's nice.
Also, collectively, we all roll with a little bike ride, slow roll.
Yeah, right. That's
Slow
how we all
roll.
That's how we all met, right?
That's how we all met.
We all
Yes,
got
sir.
together.
On the weekends, I tend to do a little touring out of Wheelhouse, Detroit. So if you want to visit us, I can show you around by bike. I volunteer. I'm with the League of Michigan Bicyclists. I'm on the board for that, and that's just the beginning. Now Now we're running a podcast.
Hey
so.
man, don't even sell
It is
yourself
here.
short,
It
dude.
is here.
Dude, you're the Barry White of Detroit bicycling.
It's our
dude.
birthday.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's our birthday, man. It's day one. So hey, my name is Bruno, and I got into cycling as an adult when I started rebuilding old Schwinn's. Man, I rebuilt this Continental. It's like a 71, 72 Continental.
Mm-hmm.
It was all raggedy in the shop, and the guy was getting ready to get rid of it, and I was like, man, I can't let that go. It was a little bit too big, you know, and I turned it into something, man. I had put a chrome fork on it, and, you know, it was like I used the truck bed liner to cover it.
That was a highlight for me. That was the first time, you know, I've seen people do that bed liner on the outside of the truck, but brought to the cycling world, first time I've seen that.
Right, like at that point, man, like no matter what you run into or the lock or anything, like
you were protected.
Yeah, you were protected. And then I contrasted it with all the chrome. You know, I put that chrome fork on, and that's the bike I rode when I met you guys at Slow Roll. That was that was a pivotal moment for me, man. And then through Slow Roll, I met some other people that introduced me to bike polo. They were like, "Hey, you're an old head. You know, like, what's the deal? How do we start this?" And so I got together and we started some bike polo down at Clark Park, and now they're playing in Ferndale, and they're playing at the Velodrome inside. So it's a nice thing, man. You've all been down there.
Innovative.
Right. You know, just bringing more to the city.
Bring it.
So, you know, the reason I'm trying to do this podcast is to grow the cycling community and myself as a person, man, to become more confident as a vehicle for change in the community, man. I always like to say to people when they ask me about cycling in the community, I'm like, Detroit made us friends, but bicycles made us family.
True story.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
True story.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not baptizing a kid without you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers
Yes,
to that,
yes,
man.
sir.
Let's
Yes,
throw
sir.
one back, man. How you doing? I'm gonna throw it over to my man Bobby Brown Jr. And that's really his name, and Henry Ford II, and Bobby Brown Jr. What up, though?
What's up, sir? What's
What up,
up, sir? We are here. We are here.
We're out here at the. Tell them where we're at, man.
We are located down here,
Peterborough.
downtown Peterborough, in the shipping container, with Detroit Podcast Detroit.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right,
Thank
yeah,
you to them. Shout out to them.
Letting us even make mistakes on the air.
Yes. Because hey, we need somewhere to do it. you
Right,
know?
right,
We need
right,
somewhere to
right.
do it.
They're hooking us up.
But I am Bobby Brown II. I am the good one because the other one has done enough bad for all of us.
Oh, senior.
Take your time, preacher. Take your time, preacher.
And no, I was not named after him. You know, I'm an '80s baby, but pre New Edition and all that good stuff. You know, my pops is a senior, and I love him to death. That's my man.
Right. Yeah, your pops
so
is
I'm proud
cool
to-
people, man. He
proud
brought
to
you
be
up
that junior.
right on. He
I'm
brought
proud
you
to
up
be
on
that
2
junior.
wheels right.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he
brought you
did.
up on 2 wheels right.
And oddly enough, it was his Ross that I tried to ride
Right.
as like a 7-year-old, and I know I couldn't fit over the stem, so I'm just like leg through,
Leg through the frame.
leg through the
Right.
frame,
Remember that move?
trying to ride it down the block.
Yeah.
You know, yeah,
Step through.
yeah, the step through, the
The
step
step
through.
under.
Yes,
Right.
yes, and that was my introduction to
Nice.
cycling.
Yeah.
But from there, grew up in Detroit. You know, you kind of start out cycling as a kid. I think everybody ride
Always,
bikes.
always.
You know, we're all
Right.
riding bikes around the neighborhood with
I
our
remember how
friends.
excited you were, like
Yes,
when you were actual,
yes.
like the space you were allowed to go.
Yes.
Once you could ride on
Yes.
2 wheels, it like tripled.
And
Yes.
go.
And you were
Oh,
like,
man.
you know, like
I mean, I remember the first time I literally crossed 8 Mile on the bike. Like
What?
it was literally like me, my brother, and probably 4 or 5 other cats,
Right.
you know, from the hood.
Yep.
And we just kept riding.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna
There's
ride.
nothing.
You know,
Smiling.
let's see.
Right.
And we literally made it to the zoo, and we're like, dog, we at the zoo. Like
what do we do now?
like we stay off the
Right.
lodge in Livernois, and we at the zoo on BMX, you know, hookups.
Right.
Like, wow,
Right,
we way
right.
out here, and
Yeah,
you know,
doing it.
come back and we good, you know.
Right.
And then you get a license, and you kind of
Right.
forget about bikes. 'Cause
Right.
It's the Motor City. We
It's
driving
easy-
cars.
hey,
you
let's be
know?
honest, man. It's easier to take a girl out in a car than
Yes,
it is
it is.
on the
Yes,
bike.
it
on
is.
the
Right.
pegs.
They're really not getting on the pegs.
They're not getting on
They're
the pegs,
getting
man.
on
Not the
pegs.
girls you want.
So yeah, you know, you get the L's, you riding around, and you kind of, you know, you find it back again. Somehow the stars align. You know, for me, you know, it was one of my neighbors. You know, my homeboy Butch Lloyd. He started riding. Had a nice, not a Trek, Specialized hookup he got.
Okay.
And he's out riding, you know, he's like, B, you need to get back on it. Like, we out here doing stuff. Like, we playing racquetball, we active, you know, lifting weights, all this good stuff. I'm like, man, I ain't riding no bikes. They riding bikes, you know, downtown.
That's
Belle
like
Isle.
jogging junior. I'm not doing that.
I'm like, man, you know what? All right, I got y'all. So I'm on the internet searching. I'm like, okay, I can search Detroit for bikes. I had my cousin, shout out to Reggie. He was going to school in Grand Rapids working on his master's. I'm like, I can search Grand Rapids too. So I'm on the Craigslist. I'm looking. I'm like, all right, I know what size I kind of need.
Right.
I see this Detroit Tiger Trek. That's what I
there
called
you
it. 'Cause
go, yeah.
it had Z-Town blue and orange
Yeah,
and white.
right,
and I'm
right,
like,
right.
Yeah.
oh, it's my size. I said, Reg, please go look at this bike. It's a good price. I said, if it look clean, I said, and it's all right, I said, scoop it up. I got you.
Right.
My cousin brings the bike back, and it's
Nice.
the lightest thing I've ever felt. And I'm like,
Right.
oh,
They
we
come in
on.
this.
I go
They
to
come in
Butch,
this.
and I'm like, Butch, it's on now. It's on.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like,
it.
oh, it's on? Okay. So
Yeah.
him and his man's Clay, they take us out. He take me out. We do like 30-something miles.
Oh man, your first hit? Oh, they wanted to teach you a lesson, huh?
Yeah, they were trying.
I didn't ride for another week.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was blew out. I was like, yes, I will not be sitting on that seat.
Were you on some jeans or something? Like, what were you wearing?
I was, I'm wore the hoop shorts and that was
Right,
it.
right.
Hoop shorts and that was it. I was like,
we'll talk about that in the future.
Got back on the
podcast,
interwebs.
sure.
I was like, let me go get these padded hookups.
Right,
Yes,
yeah. You
got
want
the
some-
padded hookups.
Yeah, the chamois out. Yeah.
Chamois, yes.
Yeah, that's the move.
Them sham wows, my man was on the as seen on TV. Yes, no, I got them chamois shorts and
Right.
it's been lovely ever
Little-
since.
little wax.
But yeah, us riding, he found the monthly critical mass.
Right.
Went down to a critical mass. I seen it. I was like, wow, this many people on bikes right now. I was
Right.
like, all right. We come down the next month. We ride through it. We have a good time. Hang out, start meeting folks. Hear about a bike show at Kobo, 1 year after riding slow roll. I'm like, oh, what? That's when I run into my man Henry Ford, who
Yeah, I
has a
remember
Palmer
that
Park
day.
bike ride.
Right.
I'm like, I stay a half a mile from
Right.
Palmer Park. I never knew there was a bike ride.
Right.
And I come up to him like, brother, man, yes, I will be there.
Yeah, every day was a new awakening.
Yes, it
Detroit
was.
back in the day.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
you were
was.
like, there's
So
a ride
then-
there.
Yep.
There's a
Yes.
ride there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Love the Palmer Park ride. Love
Right.
what my man Henry Ford has been doing for it.
Right. Well,
Like
you
I
got a
said-
ride now. We'll help out with a ride. What's up?
Yeah. It's my girl and her friend Maria. They both run Fat Kid Ride, which at some point we will definitely have them on.
Yeah.
For
Sure.
sure.
That's a
'cause
for sure.
Their ride will
man.
be short.
Right, because they do a lot of what we're talking about, man.
Yeah.
You
With
know
the
what?
food
To be
and
honest
everything.
with you,
Yeah.
Fat Kid was the initial inspiration for this show because I've seen so many different things on Fat Kid, met so many different people on Fat Kid.
Right.
That's what's up.
Right. That's what I'm
That's
talking
what's
about.
up.
And even though we were doing other rides prior to that started, that group kind of really opened my mind up to what the city had to offer, and I was like,
Right.
that's what's up.
Yes.
Because they would go to art spots and
Correct.
installations.
It's a good
and all
mix.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's a good
definitely a
mix
good
of all
mix.
that. Right.
So, but we'll definitely get in detail.
Oh yeah, and that's
yeah.
PHAT.
Correct.
Fat
right,
Kid.
right.
Detroit. Fat Kid Detroit. PHAT.
Pause.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah. All right.
Until we find out it ain't, but that's okay, man.
No,
Breathe,
I
dude.
loved it.
That
I
shit
loved
just
it. I
happened.
loved it.
I need to figure out how to get the barmaid to come in here. Like, how do we get another beer?
We might have to hire an intern.
I got you. I'm gonna go get one. You want one?
Are you gonna? I'm good.
We are at
but you can,
8:20, 25,
But we came in late and we get all the
and
time
we're
we
good.
want.
We're good. So
You want a
all right.
beer?
This is more than half. You want to tell Dave that we're probably waiting for Victoria to call? Or
Are we?
Oh, but we got to really run.
No. That can add in
no.
later, but we need to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we need. Yeah, we
We'll
need
just
to yeah.
talk it. Let's do
Let's
that now.
preamble that. Right.
Let's do that now, and then go get
Get
beer,
it.
piss, and have it.
All right. So we're talking about doing the.
So I need to throw it to you for the chop shop.
For the chop
But
shop.
he's not gonna play it right now.
No.
Right. We just
But
need
we're-
to intro it.
Right.
Yes. So I'm gonna throw it back to you.
Right.
You talk about it, and then
Like, dude,
stop.
I
and
was
then we
down
go do our
at
thing.
my board. All right, hold on. Let me get my glasses out because I need to read this shit.
And here come the ladies now.
Y'all can fuck off, man.
Yeah, I see them. They out there.
Oh, we got
Getting butt-
groupies in the
butt-
house.
This will be edited out, but they're getting butt booty naked.
Yeah,
This
Y'all
is
should
real
have
ass
been
like
down
day
here at the
one.
shipyard.
Please
Like we
edit
out here
that out.
podcasting.
Oh,
It's-
we are
hey,
on video, so it
there's
is
like-
live.
there's like,
hello
hey, what
world.
up, dog?
Y'all hearing
East
everything we're talking
Side.
about?
Yeah.
It's about 20 degrees out there getting butt booty naked.
It is cold. I will not lie.
I'm just
yes.
gonna tell you that's that Eskimo booty.
So
That's all right for you.
So yeah, that was that's my story on the bikes. Met Henry Ford, got back into it late after being active and all that good stuff.
Right.
And I truly love cycling around Detroit. It has shown me a whole nother level,
Right.
to Detroit that you don't see when you're
Right.
riding in a car. You're moving too fast. You
Too
can't pay attention
Right.
to the nooks and
The
crannies.
neighborhoods.
The
You know
neighborhoods.
what I mean? Like the neighborness in the
Yes.
hood. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Right.
that is true. Some of the best feelings is just seeing the people,
They do it. Like if you're on a big ride or a ride at all, and people come out and they're waving.
Yes.
Like man,
I
that
mean,
is
even if
energizing.
they're just hanging out on living room, they see you through the window
Yes.
riding by.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. Hey, even if you're not
They
out,
come
man.
out.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll definitely get more in detail on that too.
Right.
Yeah, so my man Bloomhuff, Bruno, our boy in the streets, out here chopping it up with the shops.
You know how we do.
Who'd you go and talk to this week, Bruno?
Okay, so I like to get out, go see the different bike shops around the city, and I thought I would do my first little interview with Denny Norman. You know, he's a legend. Let's be honest, man. Denny Norman's got 2 warehouses full of every part you could possibly imagine for any Schwinn you ever wanted to build ever in the history of ever.
True story.
No, it's a fact, man. My man's shop's located on 7 blocks south of 696 on Van Dyke. So if you ever get a chance, the shop itself is kind of small. You know, there's a counter, there's a couple rows of bikes, but man, don't let Denny fool you. Mm-hmm. Denny's got like warehouses full of exotic Schwinn parts that nobody else in the city has. And when I started coming up, you know, neighborhood friends and I were building these, what we thought were like rat rod Schwinn bikes.
Right.
You know what I mean? We thought we were isolated. There wasn't anybody else doing it.
Right.
And then we got a hold of Danny and we were like, he's like, no, man, there's a whole world out there.
I don't even know.
Dude, right. You know what I'm saying? And we started going to like the Kobo. And we would go to like the show, Autorama, but in the basement.
In the basement,
You know, in the basement. And there would be rat rod cars.
Oh, yeah.
And then Al Petrie started putting on a show.
Mm-hmm.
And so we started winning a couple of awards.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? like rebuild awards. But they were Schwinns. They were old school Schwinns. And then the game got stepped up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The game kept getting stepped up. And that's where I ran into Denny. I was like, he's got that exotic part that you need. So this is a little interview I did with Denny down at this spot on East Side Bike Shop, man. So enjoy.
Break.
That sounded good?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shit.
Okay.
Brad, we got this. Yeah.
I need to edit out my last name.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool.
Thanks.
I
I got security issues.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Because otherwise I got to change my last name. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I don't have to burn another
What happened
last
today?
name.
You good?
I don't have to worry. What's that?
You good today? You had to go to hookup.
Oh, I went to court. My lawyer was like,
Oh, wait. Hey.
oh yeah, right.
Still on record.
Okay. That's my granddaughter. Dude, there's a video of her on New Year's Eve doing this. Like someone just has a camera in her face and she's like, I like champagne.
Nice.
I love champagne.
Treating her right. Teaching her right.
Dude, you know my house.
Oh,
You know what goes on in my fucking crib, dude. The chaos. I don't need that. All right, so we're going to do the safety tips now. And then
What?
stop.
He's talking about trying to get
Let's get her
Victoria.
in.
Yeah.
Let's get her in.
If we can get her in, then yeah. If not,
Right.
then we'll
Yeah, we'll
move
do
on.
safety tips.
Yeah.
The safety tips I chose, if you don't, I chose, are we going to talk about what bikes we ride at some point? We talked about it the other day.
I guess we can bring that back in.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
we
we
can
talk
come back
about
in.
like what bike you ride.
Yeah.
Okay, like what do you currently ride, bro?
Well, see what he's talking about.
So where we at, man? We interviewed.
Did you go see Dave?
Did
I
I?
thought you were.
No, I couldn't leave. I wouldn't even better get in here. I thought y'all.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
Never call.
I didn't either.
No, please go. Yeah, that. I didn't even think about us couldn't get back in.
Right? And then we're gonna talk about winter safety tips,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so my three are gonna be maintenance. You know, winter's the hardest time, man, for both riders and bikes. Pay attention to moving parts, man. Chains, gears, cables, hubs. You know the deal. Bottom brackets. Try to wash any accumulated grime off that shit. And then lubricate when you're done. You know, on that, with some oily shit. I got lights, and then swap out those road tires for some Continental Gator skins. What do you run in the winter?
Gator skins.
Yeah,
I try
everyone-
to. Yeah.
Most people run good
Yeah.
Gator skins in the winter in Detroit. Yeah, that is by far the most popular, what I found to be the most popular fucking tire. The funny thing is, as excited as we are about what just happened,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to laugh about that shit someday. We're going to laugh our asses off.
Yeah.
All right, as long as we can promise that, like, this isn't getting in the way of this.
Oh, never.
Okay.
I could give
You know what I'm
two
saying?
shit.
Yeah,
dude.
okay.
Like,
All right.
this is all.
Right. I know. I just felt
I feel you. I feel
compelled
you.
to say that shit
I
out
feel
loud.
Because it's
so we
always
know-
in the back of your mind because of history.
Because we did the J
Because of
Hall
history.
thing.
Because
Right,
of history.
because we done the
Because
J
of
Hall thing.
history.
We're like, his
We're-
ego got in the way.
History.
His ego got in the way of fucking the reality, and he thought he was going to get paid off an idea.
History. All in the past.
The guy who
in the
contained fire
past.
didn't get paid for that shit.
What did
Y'all
they say?
chopping it up, or y'all just?
We're actually talking
arguing
shit.
now.
We're not arguing. Actually, we're actually arguing against somebody who's not even here, man. We're talking about like.
I'm telling him it's history.
What?
The old shit is history.
Dude, I mean, yeah, we're talking about like just like evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah, evolving.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
we're
there we
evolving.
go.
We've evolved.
All right, so I think we're on to Plan B.
All right.
You texted her twice.
That's cool. We can always add that in later.
Yep. That and we can also stretch. I found a bunch of shit going on that we can just rattle off.
Okay, but let's do that.
So I
in
got
its
the
time slot.
Okay.
yeah.
But we can move it though.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when
It
we
doesn't
do
Well,
it.
matter.
no, we can
See,
still.
these
The
are
power
constructs.
of the computer.
Yeah, these are constructs that I'm still learning.
Yes.
So what do you want to do? What segment you want to do next? According to my shit, we should be going over segments like safety tips, winter safety tips.
Let me do a like. Hey, this is what the show normally contains.
All right. So who's doing?
I kind of.
Yeah, you do that.
I fucked that up. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. So let's do that right now.
All right.
And then.
So we did the interview with
Denny.
Clitoria. Clitoria.
Shut up.
Clitoria.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the main stage for your entertainment.
If you never see us again, you know what happened.
I know, right?
It's all good though. We love you.
But we can do. Don't forget to plug.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Why don't we do some of those right now? Just pre-record them, and so we can dump them anytime we need them.
Oh, so all of us can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just do those. Okay. So
Go.
What am I plugging?
Us. Social media.
Where to follow us? Where to like us?
I don't know anything about that.
All right.
You go ahead. I'll just add in.
All right, so we had the interview with Denny Norwood from Eastside Bikes. Eastside Bikes, located in Bruno.
Hey, it's in the lovely community of Centerline. It's actually 2 words, man. I thought it was 1 word.
For real?
Dude,
I thought it was 1 word, too.
So did I, dude. I crossed the city
It's
line.
2
And
words?
it's 2 words, man.
All
It's
right.
actually 2 words.
Did you know Centerline is smaller than Hamtramck?
Are you serious?
Dude, it's tiny, man.
Yeah.
It's like a
like
a
a
mile
mile.
and a half square.
Yep.
Oh, I'm horrible. I would
Yeah.
have definitely, I'd have lost
Yeah,
some money
hey,
on that one.
hey, and Denny's got a ride, dude. Let me plug that right quick, man.
Okay.
Denny's got a ride on Tuesdays. He does out of the Lumberjack Bar and Grill, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
And mostly it's from what he described as older cats showing up with their old schools.
Okay.
They drink and hang out and talk about, you know.
Will Dalton be there from Roadhouse?
Yeah, he may be, man.
Okay.
What do you think, man?
That's
For
what's
real.
up. You know,
It
Dalton
actually
show
seemed
up,
like it,
you
dude.
know.
When I was down there, y'all know Denny, man. Y'all know Denny.
you
Don't
know
act
it.
like y'all don't know. And he was telling me, like, we don't actually go on the ride, but the younger people go.
See, that's some Dalton type stuff.
Right,
there,
right.
man.
But I mean, in Centerline.
That's more Sam Elliott, though. In that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, with the mustache,
Yeah.
looking like the Marlboro Man.
Yeah,
right?
Sam Elliott ain't going on no ride.
Yeah,
He's
he's
coming
not
to the
actually
bar
down
and
with
drink.
the leg.
Yeah, but he ain't going on no ride, man. He ain't going on no ride.
You are not the featured artist.
No.
Is
right?
this currently going on? Like he does?
No, they're not doing it through the winter, but like in the spring when
Okay.
everybody else is, you know,
Sure.
when most rides are
Typical
kicking back on.
ride season.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
May to October, I'm guessing.
That's
you
what's
know?
up. That's what's up.
So that's cool.
So the nature, or I'm not gonna say the nature, you know, what we loosely will be talking about from bi-weekly on Detroit Bicycle, which you can definitely follow us, like, subscribe on all the social medias. It's Detroit BYCYCLE, Detroit Bicycle.
Right.
Gmail too. So.
Yes, we have email. So please leave us questions, comments, concerns.
Are we on the Twitterization?
Yes, we are on the Twitterverse.
Yeah,
we
we're
are
on the Twitterverse. That's nice
yes.
too, man. So Twitter's, you know,
Yay.
IG is popping.
Twitterization.
All of it.
We need
Yeah,
to get
IG
a
pops,
photo
book.
up there first.
yeah. Hey,
but-
man, let us know.
Books, the IGs.
Yeah,
you
hit us
know.
out, man. If you
Hit
guys,
us up.
if there's something going on in your particular sphere of the bikosphere,
Yes. Let us
Dude,
know
hit
what
us
you're
up.
riding.
yeah, let us
You know, we
how you
wanna
get
know.
down, where you go, what's your
Where you're-
local ride,
Yes.
you know, what are the spots you hit when you're
Yes.
hungry.
Just
Yes.
like bikes. I mean, we are mobile, so we can come talk to you too.
Right,
That
yeah,
is
for
true.
Sure. Yeah,
That
we'll
is
come
true.
holler at you.
But yes, we will definitely have, you know, during the season, over the winter as well, road updates for you all, you know, special guest interviews. We already talked about our social media, you know, calendar updates, events where rides happening, different events that are going on that involve cycling, you know, possibly music, food as well, because we love to eat. We
All right, so
love to
that-
listen to good tunes.
Right.
So
That's going to include clubs as well. Like if
Yes.
you got a club, if you
yes,
you
you
want
got
to
a
come
club.
out and
Yeah, you got good
you
club
wanna holler
rides.
out, like if you're going to have the Libra party, like let us know, man.
Yeah, please do.
Right.
Please do. Your
I'm a
cabaret,
Libra,
if it
man.
involves
I'm a Libra, so I just, you know.
if your
I
cabaret
gravitate.
involves cycling, please let us know. We
Right.
will give y'all a shout out.
Special shout out to the Geminis.
That's what Gemini. Is that what you're at? Is that that's what you're feeling right now?
Gemini baby right here, bro.
Okay, bro. That's where that voice comes from, man. You know what I'm saying? And you the second,
The second.
right?
It all
Makes
fits,
sense.
right?
Yeah, it does.
The reincarnation of Henry Ford,
I see
being
it.
a Gemini.
I see it.
Hey, ladies, I mean,
no, ladies.
Trust me, Henry Ford did not have that voice. Henry Ford he was not.
No, yes.
He did not have that voice.
True story.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you got that thing.
So yes, please do. On IG, Facebook, Twitter, and Gmail.
Yeah.
Detroit by BY Cycle.
Yeah.
That's our name. That's
like
us,
and follow
baby.
us, man.
That's
like and
us.
follow us. Give us a rating, whatever.
Yeah, tell us what you think of us.
Out here.
Yeah, just doing it.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get we're trying to create a voice for the entire community.
Yes.
That includes you too. So.
Yes.
Yeah,
so if there are things
absolutely.
you, the people who are listening,
Right.
are interested in, you want to know
Right.
more about,
Right.
please let us know. We can get that info for you and out to you.
Right.
Cut.
Yeah. Okay. What's next on our list?
Well, you want to elaborate on all the January stuff? I mean, because so we got Bike to Blizzard.
Yep.
We
I
got,
printed.
You
I
got
got
it?
Bike the Blizzard, MLK, and the 2 events at the Velodrome, or the 2 dates at the Velodrome.
That's
Yeah.
a year anniversary at the Velodrome.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Right.
got that printed out.
Right. Right.
There's
okay.
the worst ride of the year, which is
What is
out
that?
of Ann Arbor.
Oh shit, we reaching out there now?
So
Yes. Yes. Why not?
Me and Jimmy Harbaugh, he gonna be on the bike with the khakis on.
I got the Carhartt
Getting
khakis
blew out
on,
by
bro.
O
I
State
got the
by
Carhartt.
mistake.
well,
Carhartt
this is,
in the
this
city
is,
of
for
Detroit?
the entire family. So,
Ah,
Yeah, okay.
okay.
but
Okay.
I mean, apparently the worst day of the year is weather-wise.
Got you.
January 20.
Oh, we biking
Yeah.
blizzards. They biking in
Right,
the worst day.
Right.
Right,
Right.
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 So we
I
can
beat a
talk
case
about
today,
that.
by the way. I just want to say that.
Nice.
That would be
Murder
edited.
was the case that they gave me.
That would be edited.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, but I think.
So we want to go into the.
Oh wait, and we got. Did we mention? Yeah, Bike to Blizzard. You mentioned that.
We're not there yet.
Not-
though.
no,
like,
we're
let's
not
mention
officially.
it in the actual
we haven't done
chain
that.
of
Oh,
events
sure.
when we're talking
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
calendar.
All right.
Okay.
So
Do you want to take them all, or do you want me to throw in a couple?
no, I was gonna. We can
no,
bounce
we can
back
bounce.
and forth.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
bounce that shit.
All right.
I'll
I
do the
would
velo-
say-
like
You do the velo.
let me see it.
That's the velo.
Okay.
That's Blizzard. Or no. Hold on. That's Tour Detroit. I figure you
That's
do that
you.
one,
Right.
and I'll do Blizzard.
18th
Is
and
that enough
19th,
info?
Celebrating the accomplishment of 1 year. Free program.
You can look over it. Follow. You know.
Here,
Oh,
let me
well,
do
it
this.
was on no. Oh, it's a combo velodrome thing.
No. Oh no.
What we
Scratch
leave?
the whole.
Oh, okay.
For this sheet, scratch that. I reprinted the because
You did both.
I seen that it was the first
Right.
party, and I'm like, oh shit, that was after I printed this.
Okay.
I was like, oh, it's the first anniversary. I need this info because I didn't know about that. So, yeah, don't even scratch the whole velo off of that.
All right.
Yeah, that's all the Tour Detroit.
Let me get a
Yep.
fucking highlighter out.
Yep.
Murder was
Yeah, I
the
was
case
gonna
that they gave.
reprint, and I was like, well, I'll just scratch
No,
that
yeah.
because I got once I seen that,
Right.
and you don't even have to go over that whole where the
This.
DMC and all that. Yeah,
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
First anniversary, blah
Right.
blah blah.
And
the
you know where it's
dates.
at.
Yeah.
The corner of fucking the Chrysler Freeway
Yeah.
and
601 Mac.
Right.
You can't miss it. Look
Right.
for the white dome.
Right.
With Lexus written on the
It
side.
looks like the Michelin Man that fell over. You see the Michelin Man fell over?
Right.
Yes.
See
You
what
can ride a
happened
bike up in
was-
that bitch.
Michelin Man went night. Look for that.
You got knocked the fuck
He
out.
did get knocked the fuck out.
I'm gonna say that.
All right.
All right, so we're doing the
We doing calendar?
Calendar.
let's
All
do
right.
the calendar.
It's on you, bro.
Oh, I leave that in.
Yeah, because we had just assumed we had
Oh,
just
yeah.
talked to Victoria.
Right. Okay,
And then,
cool.
yeah, that's how I was thinking about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's pronounced clitoria.
We will be editing that out.
You know, David.
edit whatever you
David knows her well. So.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He is truly sorry.
Right.
Oh, in crazy ways. But
All right, here we go. Well, thanks again, Victoria, for taking the time out to come chat with us here at Detroit Bicycle. And just to recap, that would be the MLK ride happening on this January 21st, 10 a.m. start time. It will begin and end at the McGregor Memorial Conference Center. So right on the campus of Wayne State University. I know in previous years they had hot cocoa and coffee there, so if you get there early, you may possibly be able to partake. I don't know if I should put that out there, but it's there now. The course, if you have not gone, it's just about 10 miles, and it features rides past several of the relevant sites to Dr. King and other local activists that were integral in the march and impact on his I Have a Dream speech. As always, helmets are mandatory for all Tour Detroit events. They definitely practice safety, so make sure you strap it up and roll out. Bruno.
So, I want to bring up some rides that are happening at the Lexus Velodrome. It's the big puffy building on the corner of that Chrysler Service Drive and Mack Avenue. You know, that big puffy building that says Lexus. You cannot miss it.
You cannot.
You go to Eastern Market, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's right there at Toland Park.
Yes.
You know, like that's Toland Park,
Yes.
and there's a giant puffy building. All right, so inside that giant puffy building, man, it's the Lexus Velodrome, and it's amazing. And so,
Real quick,
yes, sir.
for those who don't know what a velodrome is,
Oh yeah, okay. So a velodrome is an indoor track that's banked. So imagine like the track that you grew up in like middle school and high school being shrunk and then like curved up so that you can go even faster. And that's what they do with this velodrome. It's a popular form of racing. The original 6 hockey arenas were actually built for velodromes.
no kidding.
Oh yeah, the velodromes was first.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the actual velodrome they were built for velodrome racing, and hockey came later.
That's what's up.
Right. They used to gamble on it. It was all kinds of.
So there was velodrome racing in the barn here?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is something we need to look into.
Oh yeah, let's.
Oh, yeah.
I got this, man.
Oh,
Deep
yeah.
dive.
All
I'll take a
right.
deep dive into this, man.
Nice.
Detroit has a long history of velodrome
Certainly.
racing,
Mhm.
and it turns out that Dale Hughes brought it back. You know, down at the velodrome.
Dale Hughes and John will be definitely getting those guys on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah,
would definitely have
I've
folks.
already, before we came, just down this, two doors down, I was talking to John, and he's all about bringing his dad and himself into the studio.
That's
and talking
what's up.
about cycling.
That's what's up.
Dale, if you don't know, has built some of the finest velodrome tracks in the world. Some of the world records, some of the great world records on velodromes have been set on his tracks.
Olympics 2006 Atlanta.
right,
He
right,
built
right,
that.
Yeah, that was his thing.
Yep.
And then from there, I imagine it just grew.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his reputation as a builder. So
And I have pictures that we will post from early on in the velodrome development
Right.
building process.
Right.
Myself, I was witness to this, and it was an amazing scene when I walked in to
I
just
bet.
see the frame of this velodrome.
Yeah, the structure, like
The
the metal
structure,
structure
like,
before
yes.
they put boards down.
Right.
And I went back to see the
Right,
boards
right,
being
right.
put down.
Right.
You know, and it was amazing. I will say, I
Right.
was like, wow, we have this. Like, this is ours. It is
Right,
here in
right,
Detroit.
right.
Detroit
You can
Bus.
ride
Literally-
You can ride 45 miles in 2 hours at the velodrome
Right.
in the middle of winter.
Yes. And we're
That's crazy.
one of only
What,
four
3,
cities?
4 cities?
4,
Yeah.
I think, yep.
Yeah.
That
Right,
has
with
one.
an indoor velodrome.
with an
track.
indoor velodrome.
Detroit Bicycle bring you that all access.
All
pass.
access.
All access.
All
man.
access.
I mean, we're going to bring you the deep.
For sure.
You know what I mean, we're going to go in deep and
Yes.
talk to all the people that make and move that shit. So, some other things, man. If you're a minor and you want to go down to the velodrome, you can go down there and train, and they'll give you a bike and all that stuff for free.
In the city, you have to be a city of Detroit.
City of Detroit
Child?
resident,
Right,
yeah.
right.
If you're a resident of the city of Detroit and you
That's
go
cool.
down to the Lexus Velodrome and you're under 18, they will put you up. They're going to put you on the right bike. They're going to put you
all
on
the
some
gear.
training
Yep.
program.
Yes.
The shoes, the helmet, everything. And I mean, basically what Dale has told me is he wants the next track Olympian to come that represents the United States of America to come from Detroit.
Detroit?
That would be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
Hey.
That's
Yeah.
like, that's what we're all talking about, bro.
Yeah.
You got to plant the seed.
For sure.
You have
And so
to.
that's what they're doing at the velodrome, man.
No, it's actually pretty affordable for anyone else, though, adults to come.
Oh, absolutely,
like
man.
$10 for
Yeah.
a
You
lesson.
can go
I
down. What you have to do is you got to. They're going to put you through a couple of classes, and those classes are really instructional, informational, like track etiquette, how to get around, some scientific information about like. You're in a curve, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to be going a certain speed
Right.
to not fall off that curve, and they're going to put you up on that. And so I went and took those classes and enjoyed those classes, and it's enjoyable, man. When you get in a pace line, you're doing like 35 miles an hour with 60 other people standing, like tire to tire, just going around consistently.
Right.
That's an adrenaline rush,
I
man.
bet.
Oh,
bet.
yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy.
I can't wait to get those guys in here.
That's what I'm talking about, man. They're good people.
I mean, going there to see those races in person,
It's something else.
It is
Dude,
something else.
right.
I would
What
not
you're
lie.
talking
Like,
about,
you
it's like
see folks and
gladiator
they're
on.
like,
It's like gladiator on bikes.
yes,
man.
it is.
It's crazy,
yes,
dude.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right,
it
they're
is.
way too close for me, man.
And these are adolescents
Yes.
up to 70-year-olds.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no,
There's no limit.
No
yeah, some
limit.
of the best riders that I've seen in the track are under 18. They're young kids, man. That we need to promote.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And I get on the track and Dale's like, "Speed up, Bruno!" Like I'm about to fall off the edge of the track because I'm going too slow. But
You out here trying to be a flat tracker.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
trying to find the edge of the flat track. Come on, man. No.
you know what I mean?
He's
They
on the
keep that
black
speed
line
up.
instead of the
Yeah,
blue line.
Dude. If there was an empty line, I would be in that one, dude. What are you talking
Yeah.
about, dude? I just enjoy like the whole idea of like being on the edge and looking down,
Right.
and you're like, wow,
It is
I'm like
amazing,
defying
folks.
gravity.
I haven't done it yet, but
I have not as
plan
well.
on it.
I
Yeah,
have
dude.
not.
You need to do that. Like that needs to be on. That. You need to
2019.
be on
Yeah.
that.
I'm saying it right here.
Cycling bucket
Bobby
list.
Brown II will be on the velodrome track in some shape, form, or fashion.
Dude, hey, I got that Wu-Tang joint
I
for
know.
you. I got the Wu-Tang bike.
See, I don't. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I got to
You know
work
the
up
deal.
to that.
The
Yeah.
bikes.
Y'all don't even know. Go
Right.
check that Wu-Tang bike
Yeah.
out on Detroit Bicycle
Right.
IG,
Well,
baby.
Yeah, we got you.
We'll throw it up there.
We
for
throw
sure.
it up there for y'all. Let y'all check that out. We do have another ride as well. January 20th, 2019, starting at midnight. Don't be scared, y'all. Don't be scared.
Right. We
It's
out there.
it's the 7th annual Back Alley Bike-a-thon event, Bike the Blizzard, and this year they're hoping to raise $20,000. This event allows Bike Alley Bikes to stay open year-round to provide quality educational classes and distribute bikes to the youth in Detroit. I like the Hub and Back Alley Bikes. They're a good organization. They've been around for a while. I have rode Bike the Blizzard before. Yes, it can be cold, but hey, dress warm. That's the point. Raise some money. It's for a good cause.
Absolutely.
Right.
This event in the past years is a 24-hour ride. Like it starts at midnight, ends at midnight. There is a ride during the middle of the day. There is a ride in the middle of the day, like a group ride for everybody to come attend if you would like.
Right. Get your miles in.
Yes. To get more time or to get more info on the group ride, you can visit thehubofdetroit.org for that info. The riders will raise as much as they can. Riders can register, raise, and ride as individuals or teams for this Bike the Blizzard ride. It is a good event. It's fun. Get some people out there.
You're out there wilding. Like,
you are out there
just by the
wilding.
name, like Bike the Blizzard.
Yeah.
You're already like
Right.
You already
isolated
know.
from like
To go out-
98% of the bike community,
Oh, yes,
man. You're out
yes,
there
yes.
doing
Yeah,
that
they're,
winter
they're,
thing.
they're hardcore. They don't.
That's 24 hours.
They don't
bro.
hold them up.
Yeah,
Oh
they do
yes,
not,
So
man.
yes.
just
I
to-
got my stripes. We
Yeah.
rode Belle Isle, and it was 2 in the morning
Oh, man.
with snow out there,
Right.
and I
Wind coming in both directions. This is the island, bro.
So
still don't know what I was doing out there. But hey,
seriously,
it was an event, and I enjoyed
just
it.
to elaborate, so it's a fundraiser, and the riders actually petition people to donate them funds per mile.
Right.
Yes.
So that's
Yes,
why
yes.
they offer it for 24 hours.
Yes.
So
you get them where you get them.
So some of these cats out there, they do 150 miles.
Right.
Oh yeah, shout out to Jackson.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jackson Roma, man,
Yes.
for real. I mean,
Right.
Ann Arbor to Detroit,
Yeah.
dude,
Yes.
like in the worst
Exactly.
winter ever.
And I think he's planning it again.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
he
for
is.
sure.
So that's
You know he is.
Yeah, that's he
I
wants. He
love
wants
him.
to
I
do.
love
He
him
wants to do
for
the
it.
one up.
Right, that's his lap.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's my man's.
So yeah, it's all to raise money for a good cause. They're nonprofit, and they do a tremendous amount for the kids. Real fun fact: when I got back into cycling, and we'll get all back into it individually.
Right.
Excuse me. They offered Sunday maintenance classes,
Okay.
and I had a crappy bike, and it was actually Heather who, class by class, helped me rebuild my bike.
Nice.
And from then, I took off and just do everything on my own. I mean, learning new tools, using a stand. I mean, really stepping up the mechanics.
Right.
Before I,
Yeah, I mean, half of cycling is the maintenance.
Yes,
Correct.
it is.
I mean, like,
yes,
it's
it
You
is.
got
like-
to take care of your ride.
As long as you're not stepping out on the street
Right.
with some half.
Right.
Yes,
You're good,
yes.
right? Yeah.
You can't get caught out here
You
dirty.
You can't
get
cannot
caught out
get caught
here
out here on
dirty.
these streets dirty.
You
That
get
is
caught
not
out
a
here
thing.
dirty,
No.
you will learn your
Right.
lesson.
You
Yeah,
definitely. And if you don't know how, have the tool, have the tube. Anybody out there riding most likely will stop and help you.
Yes.
Yeah, right. For
As
sure.
long
Yes,
as you
they
can
will.
help yourself,
Yes.
Yeah.
you're good.
Right.
You're good.
So yeah, Back Alley Bikes, Bike to Blizzard, great event. If you can participate,
It is a great
please
event.
do.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Again, you can check out thehubofdetroit.org for more info on that ride as well. It's a great
Right.
event. Please check it out.
Right.
Now you mentioned Jackson going out to Ann Arbor during that Bike to Blizzard 24 hours. But there also happens to be another ride going on out in those parts that he may just tag along briefly.
For
It
sure.
is
For sure.
the worst day of the year ride. And typically, I believe this is based upon the weather. In mid to late January in Michigan generally is brutal.
Oh yeah. No.
And
it's hellish.
for riding,
Yeah.
that they call it the worst day of the year ride. So this is actually a pretty fun-filled day of riding between all facets of bikes in the worst weather. The best of friends are all joining. The Wheels in Motion are actually the group that makes this event totally free, and your whole family is invited. Any more info, check out the Worst Day of the Year Ride on Facebook, or go to wheelsinmotion.us for more info. Other than that, I think that concludes our calendar for January.
All right. It's nice, man.
Hey,
Get
if
out
you
there
guys
and ride,
have,
man.
yes, please do.
Hey,
Get out there
you
and
know
ride.
it's cold out there, man. Ride with somebody.
Yes.
Please
Don't
do.
ride dolo solo.
Yeah, please do.
Do not ride
Please
dolo
do.
solo.
Cut.
I gotta piss.
Same.
I gotta piss my
Damn,
ass.
yeah.
I'm about to pee in my fucking cup. You're about to see it. You're about to fucking see it. And I know Bobby wasn't ready.
I was not ready. I would have just turned. Going good, man. I love it. I love it.
We don't need. I think this is what I actually wanted to begin
Yes,
with. is
yes. We
us
just
chopping it up.
I knew that's what we needed.
Right.
Like
Yep.
having a structure is cool. We need you need to have a
Something
loose
to
structure.
follow. Yep.
That's all.
Yep. Yep.
That's all. But I was like, we just need to get us in a spot. And once I seen them, I was like, it had been on the back of my brain because I was like, I wanted to try and do something.
Yourself.
Yeah, but
Right.
I didn't know what. Like,
Right.
I'm like, I don't know which way to go yet. So it is what it is. But
Yeah,
no,
this
I
is-
was like, when y'all came to me, I was like, bet, that's
Yep.
what we got.
Yep.
That's what we got. I said, I know where to go. I said, let's go talk to them because I think this is this place for us.
This is what's gonna be. I mean.
Yeah. And like I said, we could still,
Oh, we could definitely do
at some point, yes. But
Yep.
for
It's
now,
real
like
structured.
Bruno said, if we're going to fail on the cheap.
And this is you can't get no
Yeah.
cheaper than today.
And low key, this is the hookup I was talking about.
Oh, for the remote.
Yeah, this is the 6. We probably, this unit here is probably like almost $400.
Okay.
But, so this unit, you can plug these mics into it. so you could have a couple mics.
So is that 4 channels?
Yes, this is a 4-channel mobile recorder.
Wow.
But it has mics built onto it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can invest in this, in this easy peasy. Boom, you hit the button.
Right.
It records to a SD card. Yeah,
Ooh,
I've been looking at this one. Yeah.
Make sure Bruno knows that because he
Yeah.
does all that.
So I'm like, we need to, sit down and look at like long term.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see how this goes, you know. But
Man,
I'm in.
I think the hype is gonna definitely prove itself.
Yeah.
People are gonna be excited.
So, we going into
Yeah, I
mic
think
tips?
last thing, I guess all of us can throw out a tip or two, and then.
I got this here if you want to look at it real quick. I meant to.
Oh
print
yeah,
it,
I
and
seen this.
forgot it.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was just gonna throw that out
Yeah,
there
you
as
could.
well.
For sure.
All right.
And we can this be part of the link list we have. To
Oh yeah.
Add to
Yep.
for
Because we need to get that from him
Yep.
anyway, so
Mhm.
that'll work.
So that is the mobile recording device that Bobby was talking about. That's 4 input SD
I
recording.
need this.
Huh?
We need this.
Yeah. So you can look on
Okay.
your trips up and down the mile.
Okay. Yeah. I know. Okay. Cool. All right. So we still need to do the our 3 winter tips,
Yeah, we want to do.
and then
And then I wrote a little closer.
right, which should be very similar to the opener.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I can probably address that. I can read it to you now. I said, well, that's our time. That'll do it for us this week. But to recap this episode, well, that's our time. That'll do it for us. But to recap this week's episode, we'd like to thank Denny from Eastside Bicycle. Go see him if you're ever looking for that old school stuff.
Right.
And feel free to ask him to talk to you about some stories because he's got a bunch.
Dude, you could spend your rest of your life trying to listen to his stories.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Let's turn this around, dude. Look at that.
Oh, I seen the lipstick there. Somebody
Why are you not? That's
somebody got
Tati.
impact.
She was on that fucking mic.
I know. Good.
Turn it. So you're talking into it. Are you kidding me? Give me that cover. I'm talking to that shit.
What are you doing?
He wants me to make out with Tati.
I do.
Huh? Oh.
He won't turn it. I'm like, dude, I'll take that lipstick right now. What are you talking about, bro? You lost your mind.
Sorry, Dave.
You know how many times?
How many times what?
I was gonna hate on somebody.
Oh. Individual one?
Right.
Can we use that now? Can we use individual one to describe somebody we know?
We'll discuss that. Anyway, so
That's still helping.
we're Bruno and I were trying to figure out what was left, and we were going to do our winter or just safety tips.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did you choose? Like, what were your tips?
I was going to do ABC.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm doing maintenance, lights, and road tires. The kind of tires you need.
All right, hold on.
You're
I had mine.
gonna do clothing and food, right?
I got, yes. I don't really have anything for food.
As long as we're not stepping on each other's toes, it's cool.
I got clothing.
Yeah.
I have. What were your? Give me yours. I'm sorry.
Maintenance, lights, and tires.
All right. I have clothing dress properly,
right?
Be visible.
Yeah, that's we'll run into each other. It's okay, but
That's
like
right.
we can use that to bump you to me.
Plan your route in advance.
There you go. We're not on top of each other.
Ride with friends.
Oh,
Cool.
absolutely.
All right.
I knocked that off.
All right, I'll take that then.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
Yeah.
So you lead, then Bruno, then I'll close it.
Sure.
Okay.
And then you can go into the close.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll go this way around.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. 1, 2,
Well,
1, 2.
You got to break. You got to introduce the segment, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes,
Right.
yes,
Right.
yes.
Which is what are we calling this?
It was road updates, but we need a better.
Yeah. Right. Feel me? Like
Let's do. We'll call it remix. I mean, all of our other shit's got music kind of connotations.
Right, but let's not do remix now that the recent documentary came out. Remix to Ignition.
Why are you trying to R. Kelly me?
Pitch
What's wrong with you? What am I, a 14-year-old girl?
Dude, that is fire,
I know
bro.
I'm whiter than Barry Manilow eating a spoonful of mayonnaise while listening to Barry Manilow.
Oh
but still.
no!
That shit's fire, dog. We're enjoying this shit out.
You guys good?
Yeah, very good, man. We're having a good
We're
time.
having a great time.
We think
we're almost
I think we're above the 51.5% failure
Yeah, I was
rate.
say because you're at what are you at? You're at 59 minutes 20
Oh,
seconds.
we took a couple breaks in there. So
Oh
we're
no,
gonna-
no! So
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not pushing. I
Right.
wanted to come in,
Yes.
check and see how you guys are doing.
No,
Yeah,
thank
You
no,
want
we're
to
having a
keep
good
playing?
time.
Keep playing. I
Yeah,
don't care.
Yeah, please.
I got drinks.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
we need.
likewise.
How do we get them to come in here?
You don't.
See, there
Okay.
you go. You just take a break and we go get a
All
drink.
right, dude. I was
So-
just,
All right. So like, how long do you think you want to run?
We need about another 20.
No.
Another 20.
No.
We need 10. We need 10 for this segment, and then we need to fill in
15.
some of those transitions.
Do your thing.
All right.
I don't think we. I mean, we got to play back before we can fill in what we're missing.
We have time. Time is
Okay. Is that correct, David? We have time.
no.
Yeah, there's nobody in here after you.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right. So
If
let's.
you want to experiment and play, this is a good time to do it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Right. Right.
Especially since I'm over there drinking. This goes till 9 o'clock. And
Oh,
then,
shit.
and then
Keep
I'm going
going.
to Temple Bar.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
see?
that's you.
Temple Bar located on.
That's our people.
Yes.
It actually turns out where that works out.
Right down the street from the Masonic Temple. You can find. Yes. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Take them off. Dude, let's experiment as much as we can then.
What are you thinking?
Whatever.
It can
I'm
all
not.
be
I'm not.
edited. It
I'm,
can all be edited.
yes, I'm saying, is there something you want to redo?
I should probably redo the opening because I
All right.
tried to say
There
your
you go.
last name.
Right. Yeah, and please
So-
don't, man. It's cool.
Right, okay.
The problem is I'm reinvented twice. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do it again. I'll have to move, and I don't want to move from Detroit because I'm from here.
Gotcha.
So,
know what I'm saying?
do I even bring up Bradley?
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, just Bruno.
Okay.
Just Bruno. It's fine.
All right.
But in your intro, now that we've laid down all the sections, introduce the sections.
That's his job.
I agree, but I'm saying let's like all of us do like, all right, so on the Detroit Bicycle podcast, we're gonna do this segment, this segment, this segment.
Okay.
Is that right?
We could do that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And that way, people understand what they're about to hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then when Bobby does it, he's going to explain it.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, look, here's what we're doing. We're on the podcast. We're gonna try and talk about like road conditions. We're gonna talk about. We're gonna have a featured guest.
Yeah.
We're trying to have this like somebody that's a mover and shaker.
Okay. Cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, if what I'm saying doesn't make sense,
No, it
let me
does.
know.
No.
Okay.
Let's do our conclusion, and then we can double back to do our open.
Let's do the maintenance part first.
That's what he said.
Because that shit's easy.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like, let's just rip that.
Let's complete it, the
Do that.
episode, then we go back.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Okay. All right, so who's introducing the maintenance? I think you are.
Yeah, I'm down for you doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, right. We out here. Do your 3.
Well, I thought, okay, so we're moving from our calendar
Right.
to what is
It's a
this?
separate section,
Right.
so you don't have to actually segue it.
Okay.
Just
We
do the
had
segment.
road updates, but we're just gonna do winter cycling tips.
All right.
Because we're out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are riding these streets.
We'll just call it Detroit cycling updates or Detroit cycling something with
Right.
info.
Right.
You know,
So how about I can throw it out there and then ask for people to send us updates. As well.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
hey, you know.
if you see
our
a road
streets-
that's closed or
Right.
a road that's closed that's open now,
Right,
you
or
know,
something with glass in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The
Okay.
Detroit Diamonds.
Yes.
All right, cool.
You got Detroit Diamonds, let us know. At Detroit Bicycle,
yeah.
this spot, Detroit Bicycle. That's
BY.
that's a good segment.
BY.
Cool.
Okay. And then
BY.
toss it to you for tips. Give your 3 tips, his 3 tips, my 3 tips.
So I just lead
You're gonna
into
go
my tips.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, for this portion of our show, we definitely want to keep everybody aware of our road conditions and some little safety awareness that all 3 of us try to abide by
Right.
because we out there.
Oh, dude. I ride most of them days.
We in the streets.
Right. Dude.
And
I ain't gonna lie, they in the streets. I'm gonna get back out here in the streets.
It's not a porch.
these two cats is in the streets. I'm on the porch. They in the streets.
Yeah, we waving.
They waving at me.
Right,
but I'm gonna be back out here. There will be photos posted of me out here too that you can check out on
So
Detroit.
yeah, so this type of year, we just definitely want to keep everybody abreast of what we found, and invite you to let us know what you find
Right.
on all of our social media. Again, Twitter, Facebook,
Right. Street
Instagram.
conditions. Is it flooded? Is it
Correct.
got glass in
Is there
it?
construction going
Is there
on?
construction going on?
Is it brand new?
Oh,
we-
right,
we
right,
definitely-
right.
Oh, yeah, we
right.
wanna
Yeah,
go
we're
on the
dealing
new
with the
stuff.
new.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yeah,
Yes.
right, for real.
So based upon that,
Right, Warren, let's let me know what direction I'm going. Right?
right, we got to know.
Right.
But in that family, in that vein of safety, we all have a few tips of our own that we, before we begin our rides, we mentally and literally go over
Right.
to make sure we're going to enjoy our ride as much as possible.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
My 3 tips are right off the bat. It's ABC, real easy. That's air, brakes, and chain.
Right.
So you want to verify your air pressure is correct in your tires. Check them both. You want to lever your brakes before you get on and ride. Check your
Stopping, no stopping,
Right,
bro.
right.
Right.
The brakes don't stop you. Something will.
right.
Is that what they're
So
telling you these days?
you can play that game if you want to, but I
Right.
like to
Yeah,
stop
I ain't ready
on
for
my
that.
own power.
Yeah, I like to stop when I want to stop.
So yeah, please check your brakes, and also that chain. Do not disrespect your chain,
Yeah. Can we stop that?
please.
Can we just
That's
really?
that's abusive. I mean, what other mechanism on the bike connects you to move it?
It's your drive trained for a reason.
Correct.
You
Right.
need it.
Right.
You need it.
Right.
So don't
get
don't-
that debris off it.
Get your dirt, your dust. Make
Right.
sure you oil it with proper lubricant.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It has to be.
We got to be out here
You
lubricating.
got to stay lubricated,
Yeah, gotta stay.
Gotta
lubricated.
stay.
and we don't
lubricated.
use WD-40.
No.
No. T9 or down. You know what I mean? Like T9 or better.
Proper oil for your chain. So that's it. ABC for me.
Right. So
What you got, bro?
I was going through my tips, and I was like, you know what? Number 1, maintenance. Man, wash your bike. There's a lot of salt out there, and it's abusive. It's an abusive time for you and your bike. You
This
know,
time of year, correct.
and so that's why we should, pay particular attention to our bikes' moving parts. Those parts include like your chain, as Henry mentioned, your gears, your cables, your hub. Dude, do not neglect the bottom bracket.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Do not.
hey, do not.
Do not.
That's the one.
That is the one.
That's the one. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the bottom bracket, try to wash any accumulated grime or regularly check for brake wear. So maintenance is the thing. To me, like, just look at your bike and see what parts are wearing out. The second part is lights, both front and back.
That was a little action Bronchiness right there.
Dude, that's how I get
baby.
down.
It's
That's
all
how I get
good.
down, bro. You know, I ain't the one for this.
Right.
Bring your lights, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bring lights. Bring a front and a back. They're cheap. Get a LED. They throw a lot of light out there. And when you're riding, make sure that you have either they're charged or you have a spare battery.
Correct.
You know, don't be out there caught dirty. I'm gonna be honest. I've been caught out there where like
Hang on one second, Bruno. I think we have a term.
Oh, okay.
So this is something I think we should start.
We should probably talk about this.
There's a lot of jargon that we use out here in these streets.
Right.
And Bruno graciously
That's what I do.
introduced us to probably the one you
The
don't
one.
want.
Yeah, you don't want that moniker.
You don't want to be.
You don't want to be hung with that.
Ride dirty. So
Riding dirty.
carry on.
Okay.
In future episodes, we'll
talk about what causes rider dirtiness.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
bust the glossary out.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Keep lubricated. Keep cables lubricated. Check them. Make sure they're not worn. Check your brake blocks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Make sure they're not worn out because in the winter, in a wet environment and cold environment, they take more abuse. They're going to wear out faster than they do in a warm environment. The other thing is lights, man. Check the front and the back. Make sure that you have they make small LED lights that blow out these huge ass amounts of light.
Yes, they do.
And people will see you front and back.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Learn
Right.
what your lumens are, people.
Right.
You're right.
And it does relieve any stress. Like you're riding on that, like if you're trying to get to like a spot and you got to be on the lodge, that service drive or the Grand River or the Gratiot,
Right.
like
you have to be seen.
dude,
You have
throwing
to be
lights on,
seen.
like you're like, okay.
Yes.
It does relieve a certain amount of stress. So let's make sure the lights are charged and you have a fresh battery. The last thing for me personally, I like to swap out my tires. In the wintertime, I like something a little bit more robust on my tire, a little less. So I don't want to use a road tire. Road tires are expensive. They're grippy. I'm going to use more like a cyclocross tire. If I'm running a 225, I might run a 28, but I use a cyclocross tire.
Okay.
There's a little bit more room.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so
More aggressive tread too.
right. Puncture protection and
Little
hard wearing.
thickness, a little thickness to the meat.
Dude, hey, it's Detroit, man.
Gotta
If you're
have-
not riding thick, I don't know
Hey,
what you're riding.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true. That's true.
Right. So thank you very much.
Bobby, what you got?
What you
So I got if one thing you're gonna be outside, you have to dress properly. You want to be warm. It's cold out. We already know it's cold out, so you have to be warm. To stay warm during the winter ride, think in terms of like your head, feet, torso, most of your body. Heat escapes from your head. So using a baklava under your helmet will help keep you warm. You know, that thing that, you kind of run into the gas station.
Dude,
and rob
nobody
that quick.
wants to be chased off the street by coal. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like when you're out there doing your thing.
I need
Did you say baklava? My man said baklava.
Is it baklava?
Is it baklava? What is it?
Baklava is a dessert.
I
right?
know that, but it could be something that keeps
You
your
in
head
Astoria, dog. You just went into Astoria, dude. You were
That
talking
kept me
about.
warm too. You know, I ate that baklava and I was warm.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Then I went and had that bite.
I think it was a baklava.
Baklava.
People, please tell us.
Please
Yeah,
tell
let us
us.
know, man.
I do not know, and that's why we here.
But we do know it keeps your head out.
I know what it is. I got one on my neck right now.
Yeah, we in the studio, bro, for real.
Yes.
Right.
So yes, get one of them. Get the dessert to keep you warm. 'Cause it's gonna keep you warm.
It's layered.
It's layers.
It's layers.
And that's what we talking about.
Right.
Layers. So
It's
get the
Greek
dessert
layers.
that's layers.
Right.
It's down and
Right.
you know where to get it.
Right.
So get that. Put it on your head, neck, whatever. Keep you warm. Wear your long finger gloves, mittens, protect your hands, thermal socks, keep your feet warm. You have to stay warm. That is the key. It's not about being dry because it's winter, it's cold. You can still ride. It's about just being warm.
Right.
You want to keep the wind off of you. So, hey, stay warm, get your layers.
Right.
Do your
I
research.
find when I ride, like for real, if I start off already warm, it helps.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Sorry. So it helps if I like warm up before I ride.
Where you eat
Oftentimes
that baklava at.
Dude,
Little baklava and some cocoa.
some baklava and some cocoa, right? For real. I like to do quite a few little laps wherever I end up. I like to do like some laps and just make sure that what I'm wearing is going to be enough.
Okay.
And that brings me to this my number 2 tip.
Right.
Plan your route in advance.
Oh, yeah.
Know where you're going.
Right.
Don't just go out there randomly, solo dolo. I'm going to just ride my bike. It's cold.
Okay,
I got
so
my
that
layers on.
I did that down in the numbers, and it did not. It didn't work out. For me.
Don't follow Bruno's tips.
Right.
Yeah,
Don't
don't
just-
follow my tips.
Well, I mean, typically, it's not really about the destination; it's about the ride.
That
Yeah,
is
right,
true.
right.
However,
Let's keep it real.
We're in Michigan,
Right.
and we have to be considerate of our condition too. So,
Yes.
Right.
That being said, this is about being safe. So,
Right. The weather's benign, man. It's not like it's conspiring against you. It just is what it is.
Yes,
You
that
just
is
got to
true.
prepare
Prepare,
for it.
right.
That is true.
Right.
That
You
is
want to
true.
figure out like what is the worst thing that can happen to me on this projected ride,
Right.
and prepare for that. You know what I mean?
Do the
And
preventive maintenance.
right, like, hey, I'm headed out to this 26-mile joint. Let me be prepared for this.
Yes.
Exactly.
And if you do that, you're gonna
You're
be
good.
all right.
Yep, I agree.
Yes. Definitely. Because you don't know. We got those Detroit diamonds. We got the potholes.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So you want to know where you're going in advance
Right.
somewhat.
Right. And the roads might be cut off.
Yes. If
Right.
they are cut off, please let us know at Detroit Bicycle. We can
Right.
post that and let other
Right.
folks know, hey, don't travel these roads.
Right.
They're closed off. My third tip, ride with friends. Don't ride alone. Misery does not love company. So,
Right.
just call up some homies that want to ride out there with you.
I got a puncture. You got a puncture.
There are folks who want to ride in the wintertime with you. So
Yeah, if you can
find out
find
who it
out.
is
Right.
and get with them.
Yeah.
Go out there and ride. Have a good time.
Slightly
Enjoy.
smaller community, but like
Yeah.
It is.
definitely committed.
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely
yes.
committed.
Good people.
Yeah,
Good people. If those
For
folks
sure.
are riding out there, you find them, they're good people.
Yeah, they're doing their thing.
They're doing their thing.
And little side comment, please give them 3 feet minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like we're not out here we're just trying to enjoy the ride too.
Exactly.
And we're just trying to get there. You know what I'm
That's-
saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Cut.
All right. We should do a segment where we talk about our individual bikes so we can add it later. Because right now we're recording for free. So we should probably be like, hey, I'm Bruno.
Can he save our data for doing that shit, or?
This ain't gone. No.
This is
saved.
yes. Everything.
But we have to specify for him to leave it and hold on to this part though. That's
I
what-
can tell
He's
him
not
No,
gonna disregard any of what we
He
do.
hit record and left.
Yes.
So he can send us the whole file.
Okay.
Yes.
And then
All
I
right.
can.
So let's be like, hey, I'm Bruno, and currently I'm riding a 2017
Okay.
Surly Krampus.
All right.
I had it powder coated in blue.
I don't even know what year mine is. I feel like a 06. But I'd have to look. It's been so long.
Does Melissa know?
That will be edited.
It won't be actually. We're probably gonna do
I have
that.
total control of all things.
All things editing. Did we mention it's our birthday?
This is.
Yeah, it's day
It
one.
is.
It's day
It
one,
is
bro.
day one.
Oh,
We
yeah.
are super hyped.
We buck
Dude,
ass
yeah,
naked.
we out here butt booty
Yes,
naked.
we ain't gonna lie. It was a sweat box. We didn't
Yeah,
tell
we in
y'all.
here. Yeah, we in here butt booty
Unfortunately,
naked.
If you don't have the video, we are.
We out
fully
here
unclothed.
junked out.
Yes.
With bicycle wheels.
Yes. A little too high.
If you don't know,
Now you
now you
know.
know. Right? All right, so let's do this segment.
Okay.
I can begin.
Hold on. What we?
Describe the bike you're
Oh,
currently
I'm sorry.
riding.
Yes. All right.
Okay. All right, so can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me grab my shit, though, for real. The Tatiana part threw me off, man. This lipstick right here. I think I might keep it.
I had it first.
I don't really. Pretty sure that's not true. I'm not an expert. Hoping to be. I'm just currently not an expert in these areas.
God.
All right. You good, Bobby?
Oh, I'm waiting.
Oh, you waiting on me? All right. So here's the question, man. People have been asking, like, what kind of ride do you like? What do you ride? Like, what's your go-to bike in the city of Detroit? And so the fact of the matter is, at this point, I'm riding this 2017 large Shirley Krampus. I had it powder coated.
Custom.
Oh yeah, there's not another one like it in the world. I had it powder coated in this industrial baby blue. That's the actual name of the paint. And I had it rebadged with maroon lettering. So it looks like a Surly. Like when you see it, it's a Surly. But it's not a Surly. I got that SRAM Rival. It's a 1x11 drivetrain, SRAM level disc brakes, and salsa wood chipper bars. So it looks like a monster cross bike. And I talked to a couple of Surly dealers, and they're like, yeah, nobody did that before. But it turns out in the city of Detroit, man, it's a great bike, man.
Right.
It's a perfect ride. I use the extraterrestrial 29 by 2.5 wheels on it. They're a little heavy in the wintertime, but they're bulletproof.
So it's legitimately completely custom bike.
Oh yeah, it's from outside of the frame and the bottom bracket. Yeah, it's pretty much all custom. SRAM and Surly have never seen anything like it. They're like, what is going on here, right? And so I also have, I'm going to be honest, I've tried to start living that rack bike style. I bought the big one.
Yeah.
It was too heavy. It
I
changed.
like big racks.
I like big racks too, but I'm saying like maybe not on the front of my bike.
A little top heavy.
A little top heavy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a Detroit thing.
Yeah.
You know,
You just got to muscle it.
you know what I'm saying? I'm from the east side. I like a heavy bottom bracket.
I got you.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So I put a Surly. What I've settled on at this point, like what I think is going to be the one, is this Surly 8-pack rack, and it's narrow, it's nice. I can carry whatever it is I need to carry, and that's going to be my winter bike.
Cool.
You know, until you see me out on the streets on something else, that's going to be it, man. What you on, Henry?
Oh man, as far as winter's concerned, I'd probably all right. So truth be told, I got way too many bikes.
Yeah, let people know, man. How many bikes you got, Henry?
Well, there was a
Say a real number. What's your number? What's your number, Henry?
Well,
We're talking about bikes. What's your number?
There was one point where I was building 3 bikes every season.
Wow.
So
How many seasons?
This is probably their 9th season, 8th or 9th season.
Okay.
So now I did subside a little bit.
You got like 24 bikes.
That are rideable, I probably got about 14 or 15.
Oh, is that all?
And I've got 3 in the chute though.
Okay.
That's it.
On the come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always about the bike you're about to pop, dude. It's always
So-
about the next one.
yes,
Let's
so-
be honest,
So,
man.
my winter bike
N plus
would be,
one.
Right.
That N plus one.
So yeah, the winter bike. I mean, if I want to get nostalgic, I'd probably pull out my old Schwinn that I built up, modeling
Right.
yours.
Right, that Continental.
A Continental,
Right.
which I actually garbaged to pick.
Dude,
I ain't
yeah.
scared.
You can get them. dude.
Yeah.
I got a 72 Breeze, women's Breeze.
Mm-hmm.
It still had the cardboard around the valve stem.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean?
So it was
And
never ridden.
no, not really.
3 times around the block.
Yeah, right.
Basically.
Pretty much. I garbage picked it. The guy was like, "Yeah, no one ever rode it," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, they will now."
Yeah.
Yeah, I turned that into a family bike.
It'll be
know?
that, or my Van Hawks, my first carbon. So
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, once you start crossing into carbon, like
Yeah, that's a whole different lifestyle.
Yeah,
right
you're on a
there.
lifestyle. You
That's
made
a
a
lifestyle,
choice.
yes.
Yeah, you
yes.
made a lifestyle choice.
You have.
Right.
You
So
have.
what do you want, Bobby?
I'm on the Trek 1000, man. That's my go-to. You know, she's been around since day one.
Right. Yeah, so this is the same one.
Yes,
right.
The Tiger. That's my
Detroit
Tiger bike.
right? Yeah,
blue, orange, and white in it.
Right.
I
thought your first one was that red boy.
That's what everybody think. Yes. So I got like I said, the Trek I got first. I got from Grand Rapids. My cousin was going to Grand Valley out there, doing his one thing out there. That was my baby. That's still my baby. The crankset I bought off you is on the Trek currently because I went from 3 to 2 in the front. Right. Yeah, and it's been lovely.
Yeah,
it's been lovely, and it flows.
Why carry what you don't need?
Mm-hmm.
Why ride around with shit you don't need?
Right. Yeah, so the Trek 1000, it's an 05. You know, it's been updated. I have a Goodwill set I got from John Hughes a couple years ago. Got the crank set from Henry. You know, I try to make sure it's updated and maintained. Them ABCs, folks, you have to do to make sure your bike runs smooth.
And we can't keep well enough alone anyways. So.
Right. Right. Everybody go, you know what I mean? Like, somebody shows up with this one thing, you got to show up with the next one thing.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Trust and believe, I definitely have some.
Oh, you got a little stable.
I got some stuff out there. There's some stuff I would love to like just release out here.
Right.
It will coming soon.
Right. Yeah.
Coming soon.
So
how
many bikes you got though, for real, Bobby?
I'm on the low scale. I'm 5.
5?
Yes.
That's low?
Yeah, that's low.
I got 6.
I
got 6. I'm currently at 6. I got a track bike for over at the Velodrome. You know what I'm saying? I got a full suspension. I got a couple of Schwinn joints.
That's how it starts, right?
Right.
For every occasion.
Yes.
Right.
Once
that show bike.
Right.
You got to have the show bike.
Yes.
Let's start with that.
When I got the Trek, you realize there are levels to the cycling
Right, to
game.
the game.
Yes,
Right.
there are levels to the game, folks. And you can start out with the road bike, with the cruise. Whatever your first is, add one.
Right. That's your one.
Your N+1 is whatever you have, you will always add something else.
Right.
I definitely desire a fat tire bike. I love them. They ride so great.
Dude, I love my fat tire, dude. I got that felt joint, dude.
Oh,
hey, and at my age, dude, I be riding that felt tire. I don't have to look below my waist. Curb, glass, it don't.
Fat tires don't care.
Q line.
Yes.
Good.
Don't matter.
Yeah, fat tire don't care.
Don't matter. But
Right,
no,
I
my
just
Trek 1000, that's my
Yeah.
go-to. I do have the red cruiser. That's a story. Like, that's a story for another day.
Right.
The red cruiser joint.
Maybe bring your posse in the studio.
Oh, man. That's
let's do
they
that.
was calling me Dapper Bob on that boy.
Right.
I come with the polo on and the khakis and the red cruiser with the white
that show
walls,
joint.
With the
And I think personally,
that's still my
I think you were one of the first people with sounds, to be honest, that I recognize.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it was, I'm not going to claim I was the first. Obviously, I was not the first with sounds. There are cats who have been doing sounds on their bicycle.
Right. Back
forever.
to the day.
Yes.
With the dry cell.
When I seen sounds on bikes, I was like, there's a better way.
Right.
You know, that was what my mind state was. I'm not trying to pedal around. I want to go to Belle Isle. I'm not trying to carry extra 20 pounds with me to Belle Isle. Like,
It ain't for that.
I'm enough.
Right.
What can I do to lighten this load up?
Right.
You know, so that's when,
Slim Jim.
Yeah, I was like, Bluetooth phone. Oh, yeah, they make certain hookups. Get the bike rack on the back, add a little Bluetooth speaker, and just keep it moving. Nice and simple.
Right.
He set the mood on both.
Don't let him tell you about his playlist. Let him tell you about your playlist. People went home pregnant. People went home pregnant after Bobby's playlist, bro, for real.
Hey, that's all credit to AKA the Music Man, my pops, who was a DJ back in the day. You have to learn your crowd. You learn the crowd. You learn what music's played for a said crowd.
Right.
You know, and sometimes you can dictate. You know, if you're gonna be the DJ, you need to, dictate. You set the tone. So I was like, okay, I see what's out here. You know, I'm gonna play what I like, but I'm gonna mix a little bit of extra in for some of the peoples I see, and you know, it just added something. It did. It was like the cherry on top to the bike ride. The bike ride was perfect. I love the bike. And sometimes I will ride with no music, just ride.
Just so you can feel like your heart rate,
the wind,
breathe,
the heart rate, the people,
the road,
whatever's going on
the sound
out
of your
there.
tires and all
Living
that stuff.
in the moment
But there are
of the
times,
bike
man,
ride.
when you
but
wanna,
sometimes you want to turn up. You know, you want that.
that other layer.
That other layer.
And that's
yes.
what we're about, man.
That's
adding
what
that
we're
other
about.
layer to the city,
Yes.
cycling in the city of
Stay
Detroit,
warm
man.
and cozy, baby,
Right,
with the other layer.
right. Stay
yes.
safe out there this winter.
That's it.
All right.
Cut.
I'm going to piss, and I'm going to do the thing for my dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that cool?
Yes, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I got to piss, though.
Yeah.
Piers?
I'm good. I'm good right
No,
now.
I ain't had no dinner yet. I don't be fucking hammered.
I ain't either. That's why I said I'm straight right now. Woo. I'm feeling good, but this is good, man. I'm happy.
Big time.
We finally got it done. It's what I thought it was going to be, too.
Even better, man.
Yeah.
I think without Victoria's, I mean, I'm no worries about that at all.
Oh, I ain't, no. Like, man, we can, trust me. I'm just going to tell him to send me the hookup. I'm going to play with it. I'll send it to y'all, see what y'all say.
Yeah, we can resubmit it to him.
Yeah, because we still need the show note sheet. And I'll let him do that, you know.
Okay.
And he'll send that to us, and we can add in or whatever we need to do. It's all, man, hey, it's all about us, baby. I love it. I love it.
I think I mean, I may be foreshadowing, but I think our numbers are going to impress him. Walk in the door with 400, 500 hits. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking really at 1,000, but
I want to be number one, just on Nay's shit.
yeah.
I ain't even, like, the universe, whatever. That is what it is. Let's just start here. We be number one on Nay's shit.
People picking us up.
Let's just have fun. Have fun. I was listening to a couple cycling podcasts today. I listened to one of Rafa's just because I wanted to see how they, and it's all,
like real technical.
no, well, I listened to two different ones. I listened to Rafa, and then I listened to some random one. I was just like, I don't know nothing about. I just want to hit a random one and see. The random one was like a SoCal, Southern California. Like, it was literally like us, but for SoCal.
Ooh,
it was pretty, like, it was him, and like he interviewed maybe one other person. But one of his shows was about powertrains? Now I feel like I feel like he said powertrains, but they can add, it's a metric, it's something they add to your bike so you can see what you're doing.
Power meter, yeah.
Power meter. Sorry, I kept saying powertrain, but power meters is what they were talking about. And Pioneer, I guess, makes power meters.
Oh, shit.
This was the episode he was interviewing a dude from Pioneer, the same audio Pioneer that makes power meters for bikes.
I didn't know that.
You could send your crank arm in. They will put the power meter on your bike. You tell them what program, whether it's Strava or whatever you're using. Bro, I'm going to send you. We need to. Yes, this game is there. There's
so many different levels
you can go with this. So many different levels.
Man.
But yeah, I was listening to that. I was like, there ain't no shit about. Like, I had heard about power meters, but I didn't really know nothing about them. And he was just talking about how they use them to measure what they're doing for hill climbs and different races and stuff. And, you know, they got into joking about you're focusing on the power meter, but now you ain't even looking at the road or
Right, you just trying to get faster.
Yeah, you trying to get faster and stronger. And I'm like, wow, like this, yeah. So it was cool to listen to just some random whoever.
Yeah, I've this is way different. The ones that I tuned in were just so chock full of jargon. I just got lost.
And that's what I didn't like. As I was looking through, I was like, I don't want to listen to it just a jargon, just straight up. Oh, yeah, I didn't want to just be all technical jargon lost. No, that's not us, and we don't want that.
What other random shit do we need to record? Because they're out there getting smashed and they do not give a fuck.
Oh, I know.
They're in here recording on their dime.
Let's do your pops, man.
That's going to be a second, dude. I just want to give a shout out real quick.
No, just, hey.
You know what I'm saying? Let me go to that.
You can throw that in wherever, whenever,
you know what I'm saying?
How you want.
Hey, I just want to, you know.
So on the show, you know, there are excuse me. On the Detroit Bicycle Podcast, there are folks that we will lose. Life get lost, whether it's on bike, whether it's other circumstances.
Right.
And we try to, from time to time, give a shout out to those folks that we have lost.
From that bike community.
That we don't forget. We will not forget. We will
Right.
never forget.
I would like to take an opportunity to give a shout out to my pops who passed, a year ago. His name was James Orville Blumhoff. And he was a central figure in my life, obviously, and the lives of people in the community of Oak Park. You know what I mean? Like, he taught in Oak Park for about 43 years. Wow. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, he was a better father than I ever deserved. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was wild. Like, he did not deserve me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gave him fits, and I appreciate the fact that he was man enough to, like, deal with what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? And he still taught me to, be the man that I am today. And I grew up at a time where, like, he would tell me flat out, you were made strong and healthy on purpose. Like, that's your gift. And you had to give back to the community with that. Your job was not to be the bully in the neighborhood. Your job was to lift the neighborhood up.
Oh, wow.
That's
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you weren't made to to stand over men. You were built strong to lift men up. And that really sticks with me at this point. You know what I'm saying? And we lost him on January 18th, last year. And it's been a struggle for me personally to try and live up to that. You know what I'm saying? Because he sets such a high standard. But I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? I'm going to try and get there, someday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all giving me that platform. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you. And again, we do want to recognize those that we've lost cycling and not. So keep us abreast of what's going on in your world, and we'll try to address it as well.
Yes, we will.
Right. And if you got bike dates, anything related to bicycling, man, just let us know, man. We're going to be out here.
Let us know.
Let us know on the Twitter.
Bicycle, BY Cycle.
Right.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Gmail. We out there.
Right. Just let us know. And we're going to try and get some content out to you so you can see, what we do. And maybe you can, we're hoping you can add to that.
Yeah, that's what we're looking forward to.
Right. For real. The growth.
Good.
Dude, I think we might have just put down our first show. How you feel?
You want to do the closing?
Fucking amazing.
You want to do my closing real quick? And then
Do your closing.
All right, yeah, that's cool. I'll read that.
So you're going to restate the beginning. Go back to the beginning and restate the beginning.
Like our mission statement, basically.
Right. Hey, so we're just going to conclude. You know what I mean?
So, okay, I will play with it.
Yeah, please.
Well, that's our time. Let me start over again.
Yeah, you're all right.
Well, thanks, fellas. The first one's under the books.
Hey, we did this.
In the can.
Hey! The funny thing is, like, we're just gonna look back on this and just laugh, dude. Because,
Numero uno,
man.
Just
in the can.
uno.
In the can.
So, that's our time for this episode. And just to recap today, we introduced ourselves as Detroit Bicycle. And just in case you forgot what we're about, the love, benefit, art, events, food, culture, and all you lovely people we meet because of bikes from here in our Motor City, Detroit, and beyond.
That's what I'm talking about, man. It sounds so cool when he says it.
I know.
Like I said that shit.
I'm not even superior.
Dude, that's what I said, dude. I said that same shit in the mirror today, like practicing.
I'm going to put all my shit on Craigslist.
I was like,
I'm
you know what?
I don't need to be in this
I don't even need 5 bikes, man. Let me get rid of this other one because I ain't even ready.
So we want to thank our
host. Right.
Well, we are the host, so we're gonna.
Detroit Detroit Podcast.
Oh,
yeah, for putting us in.
Detroit.
Podcast Detroit for putting us up, man.
Podcast Detroit, we appreciate you.
Right.
They're number one for sure.
Yeah.
We also want to
Day one.
Denny.
Yeah, Denny from Eastside Bike Shop, man.
Bike Shop,
yes.
Yeah,
taking
for
the
giving us
time.
letting us know.
Also, we can we'll drop our links to all of the events: the Bike, the Blizzard, the Worst Ride of the Year, all the Tour Detroit
MLK.
info for MLK.
Yes.
Right.
Everything will be listed in the show notes.
Right. Yeah, come check us out.
So you can definitely find that out. We'll post links
Right.
on our Twitterverse.
Right.
And you can
Hey, rate us, like us.
right. If you subscribe, you can follow along with little effort.
Yes.
So,
Right. We're gonna give you a break.
Stitchers, the iTunes, the Pocket Cast, Spotify.
That's where I'll be
Right.
listening.
SoundCloud. Yes,
Right,
we're on the
let 'em know.
SoundClouds, but
SoundCloud.
Podcast Detroit is yes. Look for us, please.
Please,
Please and thank you.
look for us and send us your info and your thoughts and ideas.
Right. Let us know what you want.
Let
What
us
you
know
want
what
out
you
of this, man. We're
Right.
we're
This
really
is
put this together. To
for
be
you.
honest, man, just
For the
as a
people.
voice for everybody.
Exactly.
You know, come on into the studio, talk to us, man. If you have something to say about the community of cycling in Detroit, come on down here.
We want to know.
Yeah, we got a seat for
We
you,
need to
man.
know.
We have a microphone for you.
Yes.
story.
You have a
Okay.
voice. We have
Right.
a voice.
Right.
It's
And we're
one
gonna
voice
share
for
that.
all.
Right. One love.
Peace.
Peace.
Cut.
I wonder how horrible that was.
All right, we need to somehow get a fucking photo.
Yeah, we need a photo in front of these mics, bro.
Oh yeah.
On air, in front of the on-air site. Come over here. Yeah, let's post this shit, dude.
Hold on, let me see if that ain't gonna work. I'm trying to figure out.
Well, should we just grab somebody out there?
Yeah, we're gonna have to, because even if it's right here.
Dude, let's stand outside, right there on the on that, where it says on air. Take pictures of the microphones and shit, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Like all
sure.
the up close.
And
shit.
I'll get somebody to come.
Let's get the inside and the outside shit.
If you wanted them to come in here and hook us up, Bruno, go grab one of them ladies.
To do what?
Come and take a picture of us.
Is that what they do?
Either one, somebody will. Have them all come in.
I got you.
Hell yeah, we need something. Shit,
Right.
we need something.
I am slacking on that image-wise, but there's a few of the other ones.
No, I'm gonna get back out here, man. I've been bullshitting. I was like, man, let me start. I can play this game. I know how the game go. Put these cans on. Oh, who's coming? Somebody's coming.
Oh, that's good right there. Hey,
It's good?
We're done.
All right.
Good.
We just want to get someone to take our picture, and then we're good.
Am I on air?
Everything's on air.
Well, we've been busted in there because enough people have been asking what our podcast is.
What y'all